Hi everyone, this is the weaving project that I'm working on today. This is a cute candy cane Christmas pattern. I learned this from Bob Myers and Terri Frantz. When I'm talking about learning from them is this twisting of the loops to get this kind of candy cane effect. I would say the hardest part of this whole thing is the candy cane parts. This is on a Pro Loom. We're using 36 green, 9 red, 9 white. I encourage you to especially stretch your red and white loops before you start. You just stretch them until you hear the little pop. I think some of you guys know what I'm talking about. All right. This is not a hard weave to do at all. Like I said, the hardest thing is the candy cane part. Okay, so string your loom like this with the green, 1 green, 2, skip 2, skip 2 green, skip 2 green, skip 2 green, etc. 2 green, skip 2, blah, 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 all the way across until you just get to 1. All these empty spaces are for these candy cane things. All right, I told you that this candy cane thing is the hardest part of the whole thing, in my opinion. Of course, you guys may think that that's not so. Anyway, so you guys can do whatever you want to make these candy cane things. I'm going to show you what I do just because it's a way to do it. Okay, so what I do is I put these on a safety pin like this. I put the white one on the bottom and the red one on the top. And you see that this is the top of the safety pin. I do 7 twists all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, that's 7 total twists. Okay, then I attach this part down here like this, carefully. Then I take it off this safety pin and attach this part up here. So this way I have some semblance of sort of kind of looking the same. It's not important if it looks the same. Maybe I'm just, what do you call it? Obsessive compulsive. Anyway, so again, get my trustworthy safety pin. I put the white one on the bottom. I'm just trying to be consistent. Also, you guys, in order to get these going in the same direction, when I twist them, I'm twisting this way. I mean, you could twist this way. Whichever way you do it, just do it consistently so that when you line them up, they look like they're going the same direction. Okay, white on the bottom, red on the top, kinda. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, attach it at the bottom. Get in here with your fingers. Attach it at the top. All right, I'm telling you, this is the hardest part of the whole thing. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do it again. 2 more times. All right, I'm putting the white on the bottom and the red on the top, kinda. All right, see? Then I'm going to try and get these going in the same direction, I'm going to turn this away from me because that's what I've been doing. Just be consistent, that's all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of hard to do, 6, 7. I remind you guys, you must stretch these, especially the red and white loops, out before you fiddle around with this to lessen your aggravation. That's just one of my helpful little hints that I learned from my own aggravation. Don't get aggravated. Stretch your loops beforehand. Get this guy up here. See how they sort of, kind of match, kind of, sort of? White on the bottom, red on the top. Close it up. All right, start out with the main part of the safety bin on the top. Go the same direction, whichever direction you've been going, do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, I'm gonna get this here. This off of here. I have to tell you guys, the first time I worked on this, it took me forever to figure out what I was going to do with these candy canes. How was I going to make them? Oh my gosh, so much work. So much work. I wanted them to look a certain way, you know. All right, now that we have all that accomplished, everything else is green going up the weft. This is the warp, and going up, weaving is the weft. You can think of it as right, left. That's how I think of it. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to, on the first two green loops, we're going to go under every candy cane and nothing else. Just go under the candy canes. Just go under the candy cane. See what I'm talking about? Leave everything else alone. And get the first green guy. Go back my friend. Is this guy coming off? Yes, he is. Get back on there, dude. All right, while your knitting needle is still, if you want to be fanatical, you can put a rubber band on there like that to see if they will behave. All right, while you have the knitting needle still there, you're going to do your next green one. Exactly the same. All right. So the first two greens are under the candy cane. Then we're going to take one green and do the opposite. We're going to go over under all the greens and we're going to go over all the candy canes. So just go under everything that's green and go over everything that's a candy cane. Under everything green, over everything that's a candy cane. Okay. We're just doing one on this row. I got a thread here. Okay. Next one is going to be the same as when we started. We're going to do two greens at once. First, we're going to pack this guy down a little bit. And we're going to go over all the greens and under all the candy canes. Okay. Got one green. While your knitting needle is still there. Ooh, look at this thread. While the knitting needle is still there, put another green one through. Okay, this is kind of a basket weave, basically. Pack these guys down. All right. Under all the greens and over all the candy canes. All right, the next one's going to have two. To remind myself, I'm putting 2 loops on my hand to help myself remember that the next row has 2 doing the same thing. All right, next row is going to be under all the candy canes and over all the greens. Since when we're going under the candy canes, we're using 2 of the green loops, that shows off the candy cane. It gives you a bigger window. See this? See how that's a bigger window so you can really see that candy cane. I'll get one. While the knitting needle is still there, grab another one. Okay. Pack, pack, pack. See the window? When you do the greens, 2 of them under the candy cane, it really displays the candy canes in a nice way. All right. So this row, we're going to do 2 of under the greens and over the candy cane. Excuse me, 1 row. 1 row, not 2. Everything that's green, go under it. Everything that's a candy cane, go over it. You don't have to remember 1s or 2s or anything. Just go by color. Okay, the next one is going to be 2. So I'm going to put 2 on my hand to help me remember. First, I got to pack this guy down. See what that did? That made a nice little frame for the candy cane. All right. Over all the greens and under all the candy canes. And one more time. Showcase those candy canes, peppermint sticks, whatever you want to call them. Okay. All right, we're going to do one row under all the greens and over all the candy canes. Okay, we're going to do another 2 green loop section. All right. Over all the green and under all the candy canes. Just go under the candy canes and ignore everything else. You can think of it that way. Loop number 1, loop number 2, okay, pack, pack, pack. Sometimes I like to check these rows just a little bit. That one's way up. Another good use of your knitting needle. And you can straighten things with your fingers, but you can also get this tool. I got it on Amazon. Looks like this. Might work better with this candy cane thing. You can get the same tool at Walmart, I believe. All right, let's see here. That. I think it's easier for me on these rows that have just one to use this tool a little bit. I'm trying not to shred my candy canes. Okay. Oop. Straighter. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you might be happier if you straighten these up a little bit, and certainly you need room. I always tell you, you need room at the top for the last parts. Okay, this guy. There. I feel better, do you? All right, where are we? We are on 1 green. So we are going to go under all the greens and over all the candy cane peppermint guys. So if you just concentrate on one or the other of those, just go under all the greens and ignore everything else. Voila. Looks like I got hooked on something, huh? Oh, still hooked on something. Okay. Pack these guys down. All right, we're going to do another 2 green section. Showcase the peppermint candy. So we are going to be going under all the candy. And that's it. So just tell yourself, just go under the candy and ignore everything else. Okay. Careful. Hooked on my, got hooked on my candy cane. Let's be careful. All right. Whoops. I forgot I got another loop. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Get your other green guy. All right. Pack, pack, pack. I think I'm going to start using my safety pin because it's getting a little bit tight. So this is a row with just 1. So we are going over all the candy. And under everything else. It's so nice not to have to count things, you know? There's so many patterns where you have to count everything. This is not so bad, you know? Over the candy and under the green. Okay. Right. Next row is going to be 2 green again. Pack these guys down. Try not to shred your candy. All right. Do 2 more greens on the next one. So we are going to be highlighting the candy. So we're going to be going under all the candy. Okay, the same thing again, because we are showcasing the, ooh, look at that. Forgot to go under that last guy. I think I was so concentrated on cutting those threads, I forgot what I was doing there. Okay, so we need to do another one just like what we just did. First, we're going to pack these guys down a little bit. Same thing again, under all the candy, just under the candy. It's so refreshing not to have to say under 5, under 2, over 1. Just go under the candy. Okay. Pack, pack, pack. Next row is going to be under the greens and over the candy. So we can just call this the under the greens. Just one loop under the greens. Got a lot of threads on these guys today. Okay. All right, you guys, I just realized that you need 45 green. I think I told you 36, so sorry about that. I'm filming this, I'm like, why am I running out of green? Anyways, that's why you're running out of green. 45 green, not 36. All right, so we're on the row where you highlight the candy. I think the reason I got confused is because even though there's two loops, the red and the white, on one peg, for counting purposes for the green, it only counts as one. So that's the dealio. There's two colors on each of these red and white candy pegs, so I think that's where I got myself discombobulated. All right. Nothing like filming and saying to yourself, there's not enough green in that pile. Oh, you have to have a sense of humor, you guys. You just do. Oh my gosh. There are way worse things that happen in life, so this is just funny. And a little bit annoying. And I'm sorry I didn't tell you the right number of green. I didn't even tell myself the right number of green. Oh my God. Okay, so we're doing under the candy again. right. Next row is going to be over the candy again. Or you could think of it as under the green, whatever you want. There we go. Under the green. Just keep going under all the green. Pack. Okay, we're going to do the 2 rows of under the candy. Okay. All right, I stopped the filming so I could put another rubber band up here to try and keep these guys from popping off. Give a little bit extra assistance. Because I'm telling you, after you do all that work to make these candy canes so nice, the last thing you want them to do is to get disrupted when they're so pretty and you work so hard. Well, that's one more thing you can do if you want. So this is my second row of going under the candy. Okay, we are on the last row, and so let us pack these guys down a little bit. Let's see, how are they doing? Not too bad. All right, the last one is going to be over the candy. Going here like this. Rubber bands that come on your produce, not just for produce. So we're going under all the greens and over all the candy. Not just for produce. There's no reason to go insane doing this weaving. That's why I use a safety pin. Some people use a hair clip. You don't have to force yourself to keep using that hook when it gets tight like this. Also, if you need to use produce rubber bands to hold things on, by all means, do that. Here, this is twisted. Oh, there we go. Over the candy, under the green. Okay. Let's see how we are on this last little bit. Well, let's see. I think I'm going to pack these guys down some more. Yeah. Even after you do that, they still move. They still move. Especially because it's a basket weave, they still move. See this? It's good to do this. Not only does it look better, but then you have room not only to weave the last rows, but I've already done that. You have room to take it off the loom. You have enough space. Looks like I forgot to go under that candy guy. Yep. Sometimes when you straighten up your rows, you see your little mistakes that you made. I'm telling you, this bag of green loops is a challenge. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay. Where was I? Over here. It's good to go over things because I just found a mistake that I made there by straightening my rows. Like this guy. All right. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Any other weird things that I did here? I think it's okay. All right. Well, if these guys are going to behave, we'll see. I'm going to start at the top right. Pull the next guy through like this. I'm going to put this guy back on the loom as an anchor, and I'm going to use this for my ring. I hope when you guys see me making mistakes that you realize that you get to be a human being and make mistakes as well. So, sometimes it's hard to keep track of these things. Post this guy a little bit further down. That's why it's a good thing to straighten out your rows, just because make them straighter. But sometimes when you go back and you straighten the rows, you see things like, oops, I shouldn't have gone under that. I should have gone over that. You know, double check. I have taken things all the way apart before. I have redone lots of things. So if you have to do something like that, don't beat yourself up about it. This guy. Some people use binder clips to hold the weave in place when they go around like this. So you guys can try that if you want to as well. These green loops are so stringy today. Brand new bag of loops too. Leaving this rubber band on here just for a little bit of added, just in case they decide to be unruly. Oops. It is a little bit different when you have two loops on the same peg. Got a thread there. Well, you know, I might just leave him for the time being. Get the next guy. Missing a guy here. Yep. Look at that guy, see? That's why I put the rubber bands on, because they decide they're going to jump off. Okay, last side. Looks like I'm gonna have to trim some threads when I'm done with this. That's okay. It's pretty, isn't it? Very Christmassy. Okay, we're coming around to my first green guy that I used as an anchor. I'm going to pull him through and use him for my ring loop. First I'm going to go around here and pull these guys through. Oh, that's pretty, huh? Oh my gosh. So pretty. Yank this guy so I have enough to put the ring on, drop it over, spread it around like that, and you can unstretch it like this. There you have it, you guys. Candy cane Christmas. So cute. I hope you try it.